Well, I am kind of I like to refer to myself as the leper with the most fingers. I have been working with Kin now for the past 8 or 10 months, and I am just kind of the technology guy, if you will. They call me the AI guy, but I am the person who is working with authors to develop their ghostwriting and compilation skills. And what I like to do is I like to leverage technology in whatever way I can to make me and others more productive. And the way that we do that is by using and leveraging AI to enhance the quality and structure of the books that some of our authors choose to write. So it's all about really making things better and not replacing anybody. That's one of the biggest concerns people have. But I'm kind of a lifelong computer nerd, and I really enjoy what I do. And but mostly what I enjoy is helping other people and helping them to use the technologies that I'm familiar with to create a better world and create a better book and create a better space.
I love that you said that AI is enhancing, not replacing.
Absolutely. That's the whole point. So many times we see new technologies and we fear them because we fear that we're going to be replaced by them. And I'm not saying that there are jobs that exist now that won't 10 years from now or 5 years from now. But look at where we're at right now. There's so many jobs that exist now that didn't exist 20 or 30 years ago. So it's really about just changing your mindset and when it comes to AI, I see that there are two types of people. The On one side, you have people who look at AI and say, "What can it do for me?" And on the other side, you have people who say, "What can I do with it?" And there's a very big distinction there. The one side, is not going to work out because it's not going to do anything. AI is just a button on a computer. It's not going to wake up one morning and say, "Hey, I'd like to write a book. Hey, I'd like to write a kid's book." Well, it doesn't know what it means to be a kid, you know. But somebody can get on their computer and say, "Hey, I'd like to write a book about my childhood or about my business or about my philosophies on life." And you can use AI to really pull those thoughts together, and you can tell it what you think, and you can and AI is not just this big nebulous cloud. It's a series of large learning models and different companies that provide the services. But there's another misconception about AI that once you tell it it's like the internet, everybody knows it. And that's just not how it works. It's so one of my missions at this point is really to try and share those understandings about what AI is and what it isn't, because there's so much misinformation, I guess. People just really don't have a clear understanding what it is. So part of my job with Perfect Publishing is really to educate people, to share the truth about what AI is, at least what I can perceive it to be, based on my 40-year lens of working in technology, but also to share with people how they can really help to create a better book, one that's more likely to be effective in the marketplace, one that's more likely to share a message in a way that they want to share it, the authors want to share it, one that's more likely to have shelf life. We talk about future-proofing things now. If you have a book that's based on current information, it's more likely to create a situation where you have a longer shelf life for a product than you did if you were basing it on references that you found 2 years ago. Things change quickly these days.
That is so true because I was an electrician or aircraft electrician in the military, and
Hmm.
I just saw over 30 years how that technology changed. But to even go back further, I was a cashier at Target, which is kind of like Walmart back then.
Oh yeah.
And I used to do everything, that was back before scanners. So
Yep.
when they came out with scanners, people were all upset. Oh my God, this is going to take cashiers' jobs. You don't need as many cashiers if they aren't inputting the information. But could you imagine standing in line at Christmas time without scanners now? And it's
Well, I
just,
don't know if you've been to Sam's lately, but you can almost just walk out the store and it knows what you bought.
yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. But the point I want to make here is that it's not taking jobs. It's
No.
just changing the way jobs happen. So
Yes.
instead of having the people there putting keys into the cashier or even the swiper swiping stuff from your cart, now it's moving into a more technical field. The people writing the code, the people building the machines, the people repairing the machines. It's not taking place of, it's just changing.
Exactly. Well, Francine, this is your time to speak, and I've saw several of your sessions yesterday, and I've worked with you, and I'm so pleased to have you here. You know, part of what we do at Perfect Publishing, I believe, is one of the things that makes us unique is that we bring such diverse talents and skills and perspectives together to not only share our message, but also to help others to create and share theirs. And today's topic being, you know, about all about smiles, and you're one of those people that always ends with a smile. You have a wonderful smile, and it's a great reflection, if you will, of our message at Perfect Publishing. Is there something you'd like to share with us this morning? Maybe you could take the reins, or just kind of go more into your experience with Perfect Publishing and how it's helping you to accomplish your goals.
What I'd like to talk about now, already talked about my children's books and all of that. What I'd like to talk about is a new project. It's a collaboration I'm working on. It's a anthology book my group is creating, and it is called Believe That You Can, dot, dot, dot. People who believed they could and did.
Fill in the blanks.
This is a team of creatives. My partners, one is a singer songwriter who wrote her own one woman show, and one is a singer somewhere in the genre of grunge or heavy metal. And of course, I'm an author. We have come together for this Believe retreat where creatives come together once a week, every Tuesday at 4:30, and we talk about being creative and how to turn our passion into profit. And then we had this great idea since I met Ken and we have this beautiful relationship with Perfect Publishing. We decided to create this anthology of creatives to help them tell their stories about their art, to help them boost their brand. And the way we want to do this is through this 1 year program where we help creatives write their chapter for this book. We will come together in 3 different workshops to help write these chapters. And then in September, we're having this great big live in person event in Jacksonville. And that's going to be our pre launch event where we do all of the headshots and we do all of the promo videos and promotional materials. And then we're going to teach you what to do once the book is released and how to promote it. And that's where the beauty is. That's the first 6 months of the 1 year program. The second 6 months is putting that action plan into practice. That's getting on each other's podcasts and talking about our stories too. Not only promote the book, but build content around your brand for your social media. Because I have found that a lot of the creatives, they love creating their art. They love writing their songs. They love singing in front of live audiences, but they hate promoting themselves. What if you had 49 co-authors helping you promote this book we're writing together and
Mhm.
then promoting you, your art, and your brand so you can affect more lives, spread more smiles with your art, and affect more people. If you are at all interested in joining this anthology, and if you're already a seasoned writer, that's even better because we're all going to come together and do this and help those who aren't those seasoned writers boost themselves up with their stories and spread these smiles and these stories out into the world to inspire the next generation of creators like Kenny, who I just talked to in the previous 15-minute segment. Let's, oh, even better. Here's a little plug. Kenny, would you join our anthology and talk about being a 10-year-old writer? Or parents out there, are your children creatives who would like to write a chapter and get into this book? That's what I have going on in my adult world beyond, well, of course, my children's book. And in my chapter in the Believe You Can, I believed I could be a children's writer, even though my heart was telling me I couldn't, and my mind was telling me I couldn't, but I believed I could. And with help from Ken and Perfect Publishing, I did. And my chapter in the Believe You Could Can book is how I went from adult self-help author and rolled into children's author. And I would love to hear your story. I only have 1 minute left. So, are there any questions? I will be putting a link in the comments about the Believe Retreat anthology and how you can be a part of it. We are also looking for sponsors, and if there are any philanthropists out there listening to this, we are also looking for donors to build a scholarship fund for those who believe they could and did, but don't have the financial backing to be a part of this project.
I love how you framed that in the notion that you went from I could, then I would, then I did. Or maybe the other way around, I would, then I could, then I did. Because there is a transition that happens not only from the accomplishment, but in the person that's doing the work. It's a lot different to say, I want to do something than it is to say, I did something. And that's truly an affirmation of your ability and each person's ability once they choose to go from I would to I did.
And oh, just 10 more seconds. For those people thinking about writing a book and you just say, I don't know how, I don't know where to start, writing 1,000 word chapter will get your feet wet so you could say I did, and then your brain says I've already did it once, I could do it again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we're so glad to have you on this morning, Francine.
Thank you.
So glad to have you as part of our team and part of our ambassador group for Perfect Publishing.